Namaskar. Myself, Dr. Mohan Nagorao Pawar, working as Professor and Head of the Department of Forensic Medicine and Toxicology at Dr. Balasaheb Vikhe Patil Rural Medical College of Praura Institute of Medical Sciences, deemed to be University of Maharashtra. Today, I am bringing the module number 2, under which we are going to discuss about understanding the medical insurance. The objective of this session will be to know about various medical insurances, what are the legal framework which will govern the medical insurance in India. Also, whoever is opting such an insurance, such patients has got some rights and responsibilities. So what are those rights and responsibilities under the medical insurances? And some case studies we will be discussing related with their claims and disputes. To start with this session, we will first understand what is medical insurance, which is also called as health insurance. This health insurance is similar to the other insurances, insuring the life of the person. For medical coverage, the health condition is nothing but the health insurance or the medical insurance. It is the collectivism of the various tasks and various risks, and those risks are incurred in the medical expenses. The health insurance is like other form of insurance, is a form of collectivism by means of which people collectively pull their risk. In this case, the risk incurring is medical expenses. So medical expenses only are to be offered or given by the company from which the policy actually has given. The health insurance covers the various cashless hospitalizations, and for which one has to afford the premiums. It has got the benefit like tax benefit. Whoever is offering that premium will get the deduction under the 80D of the tax regulations, so that can be deducted from your income and you have to pay the less tax. In addition to that, if you pay the premiums regularly, whatever inflation in future will be there, you are combating it. And it has got various choices. Either you can take it for yourself, for your parents, or the dependent. And it is covering all the major illnesses, but the conditions varies with company to company and the type of insurance. So mainly the types of medical insurances, what we call as health insurances, are either public insurance, private health insurance, or the employer sponsored insurance. We will see what is this public type of medical insurance. This is the insurance. The public type of insurance is covering the population at large, the public at large, and it is especially for the underprivileged and vulnerable sections of the society. And these schemes usually focus on providing the various schemes, various benefits, including their admission to the hospital, including the diagnosis, laboratory tests, and various procedures, including the operations, and at minimal cost or at no cost at all, depending on what kind of insurance it is. And the best example for this public medical insurance or public health insurance is the Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, which is also known as AB Ayushman Bharat. PMJAY is Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. This is one of the largest government funded health insurance in the India currently. It provides the coverage up to 5 lakh per family per year. So in a year, the family can avail almost 5 lakhs of the benefit, maybe for one condition or maybe for the multiple condition at a sequence. So these facilities only will be available at secondary care centers or tertiary care centers, means this specialized centers only these facilities are available. The details about the Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana is displayed on the screen with a cover of 5 lakhs per family per year, and almost more than 10 crore people are entitled for such schemes, and even they can be molded or integrated with the state flexibilities and state insurances. The benefits are portable across the country, and more than 85% of the families are benefited with such a public medical insurance, and 60% of the urban families are being identified. It has been launched in 2018. Such a great public medical insurances is offered by this scheme. What is actually is being done? As a medical professional, as a budding professionals, you should know, because in your hospital also such patients will be coming to you who are covered with various schemes of the medical insurances. For this, the beneficiary, that is the patient, will have the Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana ID or Aadhaar ID and Rashtriya Suraksha Bima Yojana URN number or even the mobile number, and with this the registration will be done by the medical coordinator at the secondary or tertiary care center. The beneficiary, the patient which is now called as the beneficiary, will be undergoing various diagnosis and admission, and if the condition is diagnosed for which some procedure is to be done, the pre-authorization is to be obtained, and this pre-authorization is nothing but the approval from the concerned authority and concerned society, wherein the medical coordinator will be communicating on behalf of the hospital. The details will be shared with the doctors at the society, and those authorization will be approved. Then only the scheme benefits will be offered to the patient, and the treatment will be started after the pre-authorization. The medical coordinator then took the advantage of this approval, and then further it planned for the various procedures including the surgeries. If the patient is getting cured, it can be even discharged, and the updated conditions of the patients are again shared with the claim management team. There are the medical professionals working at the claim settlement team of the society, and that claim doctors will be verifying every details of this case, wherein they will be approving it further to send it further to the account section. So such a chain of the event is happening whenever the patient, that is the beneficiary, is getting admitted under such policy of Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. And the State Health Association, the State Health Authority is further sending it to the bank for disbursement of the detailed expenses to the concerned hospital or the account. So this is a chain wherein the admission of the patient till the disbursement of the claim amount getting added to the account of the hospital, nowhere the patient is paying from their pockets. This is the main benefit of the public health insurance. There are also central government health insurance schemes which are called as central government health schemes, wherein the central government employees are benefited and their dependents are benefited. Even there are employee state insurance schemes also of various employees, not only this central but various others employees are being treated in the hospital designated, and the ESIC hospitals are nowadays developing in number, getting more and more in number throughout our nation, and where the beneficiaries are the employees and their dependents during their period of the employment and even after the retirement. So there are also private health insurance wherein not the government but the private insurance companies are offering various products, and those are of various different kinds. They have got a different level of coverages, they have got the different amount of the premiums and even the benefits, but they are very expensive as compared to the other insurances. For examples, Star Health family policy is there from the Star Health Insurance Company. It protects the family under various heads. There are also insurance companies like HDFC Ergo, so which offers the various other benefits, and it is the individual who can opt either of the insurance, and likewise they can go for the choice of their health insurance. Even ICICI Lombard Health Insurance Company, which is offering cashless hospitals over the 6,500 hospitals, those are network hospital. What is this network hospital means? Network hospitals are nothing but the empaneled hospital of the secondary or tertiary kind of hospitals, wherein the hospitals are empaneled for those insurance companies. There are 90% of the claim settlement for 96%. There are 96% of the claim settlement. There are 96% of the claim settlement by such companies. Coverage of the pre-existing diseases sometimes will be covered, and again as usual the tax benefit will be there. It is being displayed on your screen now. After such private insurances, yes, there are also employer sponsored health insurances. Here the employer actually bears the premium cost, not only for the employee but the employee's family also. And yes, there are some group health insurances which are termed to be group, which are the employer sponsored health insurances are also offered by the various private companies, including HDFC Ergo, which are called as the group health insurances, wherein not a single employee but the entire employers, under the employer sponsored health insurance, some private health insurance companies are offering group health insurances which covers all the employees under the particular company. And yes, there are New India Assurance Group Mediclaim policies also, which covers their particular diseases, their benefits of admissions, treatment. And there is Tata AIG Group of Insurance also, which covers various inpatient treatment, the consumable benefits are there, and even the global cover for the planned hospitalization. But such a health insurance related product in our medical fraternity and in our medical day-to-day practice has got some legal binding. It is the binding from the legal point of view. The legal bindings are not only for the patients for getting the benefit, but also for the policy providers such as various private companies. There are legal frameworks and which are very well governed in the India by the Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India, which is shortly very well known as IRDAI. The Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority Act of 1999 is governing it. It has got a control over such insurance industry, and which sets various rules, regulation and guidelines how they should be working, how they should provide their products, how they are supposed to extend their benefits and extend their services to the end users like the poor people of the country and the product which are being purchased by various other part of the society also. And there should be fair and transparent practices between two parties, that is the policy provider and the policy holders. So those are very well governed. This is the slide displayed on your screen of the insurance this is the slide displayed on your screen, Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India, and which is the statutory body after the Act 1990 was came into force. The statutory body has got various tasks to be performed, working under the Ministry of Finance, and has got some members including the chairman and some full-time members and part-time members. The role of such IRDA has got various tasks, and the registration and the renewal and withdrawal or suspending the policy has got some guidelines which the company has to follow before preparing such products of the policy and marketing it or selling it in the public domain. The interest of the policyholder is very well maintained by the IRDA, and whatever disputes will be raised, those are governed and those are overlooked. The various disputes will be very well taken by the IRDA, and the optimal benefits will be provided to the policyholders after going through the individual cases. And it is promoting and regulating the professional organizations to connect with the health insurances so that the business of the insurance will be expanded and maximum population will be covered under such benefit. So there are some regulations also laid in 2016 and which are very well formed, which are further strengthening the rights of the policyholders. The IRDA protection policyholders interest regulations in 2017 also further draft, and recently the 2024 regulations are also released, which are ensuring the policyholder and their rights to be protected for the better and better services, and they are meant to listen to them in cases of any disparity. The policy provider services and the policy holders who are the beneficiaries are coming in contract as per the Indian Contract Act. So the first part and second part of the section 175 and section 124 to 238, the first part of section 1 to 75 and second part of section 124 to 238 provides the general principles of contract whenever two parties are coming to have some contracts between them, and there are the guarantee, bailments, pledge and the agencies which will be guided by these two sections of the Indian Contract Act. So the policy providers and the beneficiaries such as patients and the common man is the second party, and they are binded by means of Indian Contract Act. There is the old Insurance Act 1938. It was British time Insurance Act, and which was later on amended time to time, and there are regular amendments being made in various acts. The public health policies and national health policies are very well governed by every acts, including our Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, and which has also been governed by the specific regulation, that too under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. It provides the legal framework of the implementation of government sponsored health insurance schemes. There are also Health State Insurance Act of 1948, which will provide the benefit to the employees. If in such a contract of the policies and health insurances, there are chances that sometimes the grievances may be arised, and the grievance redressal mechanism is also very well laid down by the IRDAI, that is Insurance Regulatory Development Authority of India, and the complaint can be made even to the customer care. They can approach to the various officers of the concerned system, and their grievances will be very well listened, will be redressed at a proper time. Even the ombudsman schemes are also there, which are the highest authority and which will be taking action at the earliest so that the grievances will be redressed. Under these medical insurances, there are some rights of the patients also. So whenever such a health insurance is to be opted by the patient has got a right to know everything about such insurance. Everything is related with the policy detail, how it will work, how it is going to cover, which diseases are covered under the scheme of that health insurance. So that's why it is the responsibility of the policy providers and the company to explain each and everything, every in detail, so that the claim procedure mechanisms and where the benefit can be taken, those are called as the network hospital. Every information is to be provided by the policy providers, and they have got a right to choose. Means in cases of hospitals, amongst the various network hospital, they can go to the nearest one or of the hospital which is having the specialty for which they want to undergo as a part of treatment. So portability is also their choice. They have got a right for the fair treatment without discriminating the patients on the basis of their socioeconomic strata or the localities. Every patient should get the appropriate treatment and equal treatment without any discrimination. Right for the privacy, their confidentiality should be maintained by the insurance companies, and the major right for such patient is nothing but the fair claim settlement. Means whenever they are actually getting admitted, expensing their whenever the patient is getting admitted, there are chances that the policy may be of the cashless hospitalization or the reimbursement kind of thing. When the patient is spending from their own pockets, the money will be reimbursed later on. But for such a reimbursement, if the timely manner, if it is not taking place, then the right of the fair claim settlement is actually neglected, and that should not happen. So this is also one of the right for the patient, that they should get the fair claim settlement within the time. And the dispute resolution is one of the aim. The disputes should be heard at the earliest and resolved at the earliest. And there are also some rights. Means whenever patient in emergency is getting admitted, the cashless treatment should be provided, and this is one of the right. The right to continuity. Sometimes it happens that the patient is not able to renew their premium, but within a stipulated period they are supposed to get the benefit, and later on they are supposed to make the premiums in a due course. But the policy renewal is the right depending on the various conditions. Right to grievance redressal. Whenever they are thinking that they are not being properly covered under the policy claimed, and they can file a complaint, and it has to be listened within a time. Yes, but along with their rights, there are some patients' responsibilities to the healthcare providers. They should disclose each and every disease conditions. They should update regularly to the doctors, to the insurance companies, and they should the patient's responsibility under the medical insurances is nothing but disclosing their disease conditions. Whatever disease conditions are there, their habits are there, their family histories are there, that has to be completely disclosed to the insurance providers, and they should update this information on regular basis. Whenever they are getting exposed or getting suffered with some disease, it has to be informed. Otherwise, there are difficulties on the basis of the claim settlements, and it is the responsibility of such patients to be alert to provide their updates about the health if they have opted for the health insurance. The timely premium payment is the major and the foremost responsibility of the medical insurance, because on the basis of the premium only the companies are going to extend the benefits of covering their health insurances. And regular renewal, the policy terms adherence should be followed, and they should know the various clauses and deductibles so that within the stipulated conditions they can do their best. Their responsibility is to understand the product of the policy. What are the conditions the policy is covering, whether it is covering the pre-existing condition. Pre-existing conditions means the conditions which are exist there before opting for the policy product. Means if the person is diabetic earlier and having some complications because of the diabetes, those are to be informed. Whether those are covered under the policy or not, it has to be understood properly. This is the review, and the details of the policy is expected to be learned by the policy holder first, that is the patients. Every clarification is to be sought from the policy providers. Pre-authorization is must before getting the procedure done on the hospitalization, as we have seen the process of cashless hospitalization in the Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, how that workflow will be done. So according to that authorization, it has to be followed, and the insurance responsibility, using the insurance responsibly means claim should be made authentically. There are various fake claims are made by the parties, and such claims should not be made. It is the responsibility of the policyholder not to make the fake claims, and they have to cost management has to be done. They have to do the management related with the informed decision. They have got a cost management about the product related to their health care, considering cost effective options with their policy coverage and limits. Maintaining the health means once you opt for the medical health insurance, it doesn't mean you can live whatever you want, whatever the way you want, but it is the responsibility of the policyholder to maintain their health, to have the healthy lifestyle, to have the regular health checkup, because as one of the responsibility to update their newly developed diseases is their responsibility, and hence they are supposed to maintain their health, remain away from the various addictions, and to provide the regular updates about their disease conditions to the policy providers, and also to notify the insurer. In emergency situation, in the event of emergency, the patient should notify as soon as possible, and it is said ideally within 24 hours, so that the claim can be processed at the faster, and filing the claim also should be made promptly, and providing the filing of the claim also should be made on the priority so that the claim will be done. There are some case studies we are going to discuss. Sunil Gupta versus Max Bupa Health Insurance, who was the IT professional diagnosed with cancer, and the claim was rejected, stating that the cancer was not covered under the policy term due to specific exclusions. The dispute was there, in which the Sunil argued that the policy document provided by the insurance did not clearly specify the exclusion. He approached the consumer forum, claiming that the insurer had engaged in unfair trade and practices and not adequately informed the detailed exclusions. The resolution was made by the consumer forum, and policy document were studied and found that the exclusion were indeed ambiguous and not prominently disclosed, and that's why the forum made the decision in favor of Sunil Gupta. The outcome of this case is the insurer has to pay the claim amount along with the compensation for the mental harassment and litigation cost. These are the methods of redressing the grievances either by the authorities or by the various forums, and they have to be done at the priority. The second case is about the Mrs. Geeta versus the New India Assurance Company Limited, and in this she was a senior citizen, and for the knee replacement surgery she filed the claim, and it was delayed. The claim settlement was delayed by several months without any communication from the insurer. The dispute was related with the delay, and frustrated by the delay, Mrs. Geeta filed the complaint with the insurance ombudsman, arguing that the delay was causing her financial hardship. The resolution by the ombudsman reviewed that and found that the insurer had no valid reason for the delay, and the insurer was instructed to settle the claim immediately. So such an action can be taken in the favor of the policy holders, in the favor of the common man who are actually purchasing the policy products. There are outcomes. There is an outcome of such case that the insurer paid a full claim amount with the interest for the delayed, and such cases emphasizes the responsibility of the insurer to settle the claim at the earliest and promptly. The another case was related with the Religare Health Insurance versus Mr. Patel, and Mr. Patel, covered under Religare Health Insurance policy, was hospitalized in an emergency. At a non-network hospital, he later filed for reimbursement for the expenses. The insurer denied the claim, stating that the policy required treatment to be availed at the network hospital for cashless benefit. So cashless means the hospitalization will be done and the patient don't have to pay from their pockets. Everything will be provided by the company themselves. Here, in case of the reimbursement, they are getting admitted and paying for the expenses and later on getting the reimbursement. But in this condition, network hospital was not chosen, and that's why the Mr. Patel, the beneficiary, has to pay from their pocket. The dispute was contended that it was an emergency and he did not have the option to choose the network hospital. Network hospitals are the empaneled hospitals, means this can be the hospital of secondary or tertiary kind of service provider health institutes which are empaneled after satisfying all the conditions infrastructure wise, the speciality wise, the specialists wise, and there only the admissions are possible under such conditions. But he argued that being it was emergency, he was unable to choose and he should be allowed for the reimbursement in this situation. The resolution again was made by the Ombudsman in favor of the Mr. Patel, stating that the policy did not indeed provide the reimbursement in emergency situation where treatment at a network hospital was not possible. So outcome of such dispute was the health insurance provider, the Religare, was directed to reimburse the full amount, and this case understood the need of clarity in policy terms regarding the emergency treatment and the responsibility of the insurer in such cases. So all such cases are helping us to know how the disputes are raised, how it has to be resolved, at which level it will get resolved. The another case was related with Mr. Sharma versus ICICI Lombard General Insurance Company Limited, wherein the beneficiary Mr. Sharma purchased the health insurance policy. After a year he was hospitalized for the heart conditions and filed the claim. The insurer rejected the claim citing non-disclosure of pre-existing conditions of the heart. What are these pre-existing conditions? Which means that before opting for the policy, the person was suffering from such disease or such health conditions. But the dispute revealed that the Sharma argued he had no prior knowledge of any such heart conditions at the time of purchasing this policy, and it was not intentional to hide the conditions and to withhold any information. So he appealed the Consumer Forum Dispute Redressal Commission to look into, and the resolution was made by the commission. There was insufficient evidence to prove that Mr. Sharma had a knowledge of the heart conditions before purchasing of that policy product. So the commission ruled the claim rejection and was unjustified. So the outcome was ICICI Lombard was ordered to honor the claim and to pay the full hospitalization charges and the expenses. The case highlighted the importance of the insurer conducting thorough medical evaluation before issuing the policies, rather than relying solely on the policyholder's disclosures. Though patient has not disclosed anything, it is their hospital unit, the laboratory unit, investigating unit has to thoroughly investigate the disease conditions of the patients, and the responsibility of such pre-existing conditions also lie on the policy providers. So with such case discussions, hope you have gone through the detail of the medical health insurance. With this you might have gone with all the details, you have gone the detailed idea about the health insurance, which is also medical insurance, how it acts. As a medical professionals, what are your responsibility, where you come into the action to provide it. If any such complaints are raised, it is you to resolve to provide the claim benefit. You may be on the part of the hospital authority providing the services, or sometimes you may be the part of the insurance company. Being a medical professional, you may be appointed on the insurance company to check the various claims, to check the various disease conditions which are really under the terms and conditions of the medical health insurance policies or not. So you may be acting either on the any of the side. So to learn the medical insurance, health insurance is our responsibility. So with such an exhaustive details about the medical health insurance, we are completing the entire background. It is you to learn about the aspects of medical insurance, and the detail about this. So here we ends. Thank you so much.